Welcome to qnawire.
Here we have a distribution represented with a histogram. And for part A, we're asked to determine the best measure of central tendency to represent the data of this histogram. So three typical measures of central tendency are the mean, the median, and the mode. As we can see here, this is a right skewed distribution because the right tail is heavy or elongated. And when we have a skewed distribution, the mean is quite affected by any extreme values. So for this distribution, the mean is most affected by 6 and 5 and 4 compared to the median and mode. And that's because every value of the distribution is equal, or every observation of the distribution is equally weighted in the computation of the mean. So normally when we have a skewed distribution, we prefer to use the median as the measure of central tendency. And that's because the median is either not or is very little affected by extreme values. And then for part B, we're asked to calculate all three measures of central tendency for the data used to create this histogram. So let's start with the mode. That's probably the easiest. It's just the value that occurs most frequently in the distribution. So using the graph, we just look for the value that corresponds to the tallest bar, and that is 1. The median is the value that has 50% of the distribution to the left of it and 50% of the distribution to the right of it. Or in other words, 50% smaller and 50% larger. So let's note the heights of these bars. The first is 5, second is 4, the third one is 2, and then we have heights of 1 for the remaining 3 bars. If we add up the heights of the bars, that is the total number of observations for this distribution. And these heights add up to 14. So the median is the value that splits the lower 7 and the higher 7 values of the distribution. The 7th and 8th values are 2s when these data are sorted numerically. So therefore, the median is 2. Last, we want to find the mean. That's the summation of each value times its frequency divided by the total number of observations, or the total frequency. So we have 5 times 1, that's the first bar, 4 times 2 for the second bar, and so on. And then we divide it by the total frequency, as we found earlier was 14. And this comes out to approximately 2.4286.